I want to say that I'm a little bit excited to test a product that I hope would improve the quality of the live streams on Kimberly's channel. What I did is cameraman has made an upgrade, but I don't want to test it on her channel and it's not working properly. So what I'm doing is I'm temporarily going live on Lyndon Batiste Raw here to test the product, see how it's working, and you can let me know in the comment section. Now there's a little issue that I have where on the phone that I use to do the live streaming, it shows the comments section a little bit garbled. So I'll have to just kind of quickly glimpse along. Oh, nice. The audio sounding good. The audio sounding good. Good morning, Crystal. How you doing? Crystal, how the audio sounding on your end? You see, what I want to test is I have some work to do up in the back there, which is like about maybe 50 feet from the camera. And I want to get a sense of the distance that I will be able to rove and roam a little bit to give a little bit more creative freedom. I have always resisted using microphones like this because I like to, even though, yes, it leads to better audio, I like to kind of use the context of space in real life for what people hear and don't hear. So let me see how the audio is sounding. It's very clear audio. Good morning, Cherise. Audio sounds clear. Good morning, Lyndon. No, in Corridus farmland that Daddy was born up here. His father lived up here. Daddy gifted Lasana, myself, my sister, land Lasana built. Then years later, I followed. Behind me are two uncles. They have since passed on, sadly. But I would maintain the property behind them. But I realized, like, I feel like my time is being eaten up with different things in life. So I tested a new theory where it's going to sound crazy, but I tested a new theory where I want to maximize the amount of work that I don't do. So usually I would spend like about 2 or 3 days, I'm not exaggerating. I would spend like about 2 or 3 days just cutting different land around here. And I'm not able to pursue it with as much zest as I have been in the past, but I come up with a little concept and I say, here, what if I could do a percentage of the work and still get it to look a little bit decent? So what I decided to do is test this theory here of cutting the land in the shape of a T. So I will have a white track going up there, and then to maintain the borders a little bit properly, this is the top side of the T here. So that's the concept that I'm going after. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but boy, I'm telling you, sometimes you have to really maximize the work that you do. Now, interestingly, last night when I looked outside, I realized that water was overflowing on the tanks. And one of the things that I absolutely hate, and I'm using a strong word there, one of the things I absolutely hate is seeing water waste. Because I know how tough water is for people in some parts of this country and in different parts of the world. And Kimberly and I, we have been blessed because for a number of years, Lasana was living up here and they didn't have pipe-borne water in Cora. Lasana used to get water from water trucks that would come and fill up his tank. And if I'm not mistaken, at different times he used to have to buy water. So I thinking when we came, Wassa was just laying pipes. Although the Wassa has a water treatment plant not far from the Cora Hospital, they were just laying pipes to come up into the village in Cora. And we live in a village called Coconut Village. And they stopped in Coconut Village. So Kim and I were fortunate that at the point in time, they laid pipes. So we had pipe-borne water, and we fortunate it would come at intervals in the day or in the night time. We fortunate that we have pipe-borne water up here. And we have a very, I would say, a very reliable water supply. All the issues that we have in plumbing is on my behalf because I take up the mantle of resident plumber, but I am a terrible plumber. So last night, I noticed that water was overflowing. Now I have on that tank, I think it's something called a float valve, where it looks like maybe like a little kind of, it has a ball on the end, and what happens is as the water rises in the tank, the ball would rise and lock off the valve. So I have one of those installed. As to why it's not working, I ain't too sure. So my mission, I treat water as priority number one around here, even though I'm a terrible plumber. And I'm just going to check the comments now to follow up on some of them, but really to get a sense of the quality of the audio that's coming in. Morning, Imtaz. I almost say the neighbor unplugged the Wi-Fi on you. That was the same in Beach, but now we have pipe-borne water thanks to Miss Kabla. Yeah, man, big up Miss Kabla and Beach for bringing water to Beach. So, let me just... I like how the audio song, didn't boy? I like how the audio song in. So what I am going to do in about a minute or two, I'm going to walk up to the top there to start to work on that tank. And just to get a little sense of the distance. If you all could just kind of update me in the chat, I'll have another phone, update me in the chat as to when you're actually hearing the audio. I wouldn't be able to take the phone with me because the Wi-Fi will drop probably around there, and the quality of the audio, the video wouldn't be any good. So check this out. I'm a ladder. I try to bring out all my tools. Very forgetful guy. But sometimes I'd work with an entire tool bag because you never... I remember reading that in a Stephen King book where he talked about his uncle. And he would say how his uncle would always walk with his entire toolkit, even if all he needed was a screwdriver. Because you never know. You never know what you're going to need. And oh gosh, it sounded like I missed the garbage truck this morning. All right. So let me get prepared to walk up in the back there. And if at intervals the audio starts to drop, if you could just leave a comment in the comment section so that I would be able to kind of track the distance I could operate from the camera. Thanks, I really appreciate it. So the interesting thing I find is that the camera outside right now, and I am inside by the kitchen sink. You could let me know what the audio sounds like standing by the microwave. Ah, there's some good coffee. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I suspect one of the things that I would do is I'd forget that I'm on live. So if you hear me start to mumble or sing to myself, you know I have forgotten, and my apologies in advance. I am missing a key that I need. All right. So when I reach to the top of the hill, I'm just going to pause for a bit and check out the comments to see what the audio feedback is like. I'll stop once or twice on the hill, and you could give me an idea of what is going on. All right, so I'll probably come into frame here. I am about 12 feet from the camera. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let me know what the audio sounds like. The TV ain't looking too bad, you know. Section to see what the audio sounds like to you all. Just bear with me a second while I check it out. Audio still sounds great. When you start about the day, hello, testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. The audio sounding. So what I am going to do in about a minute or two. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Okay, I'm going to make my way back down the hill. I am standing by a tree that I have no idea what type of tree it is, but it looked useful. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. This is me standing next to a tree. This is me standing next to a tree. This is me standing next to a tree. Okay, I'm going to move a little bit higher up and I'm going to say, this is me standing next to a rock. And then I'll move a little bit higher up and I'll be saying, when I get by the tank, I'll be saying, this is me standing next to the tank. Rock. This is me standing next to a rock. And then I'll move a little bit higher up and I'll be saying, when I get by the tank, I'll be saying, this is me. Oh, sorry. I had the audio up. Sorry about that. On my phone, so you're hearing it through my microphone. This is me standing next to a rock. Any luck? This is me standing next to a rock. Okay, I'm going to move higher up and I'm going to say, this is me standing next to a tank. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. Are you hearing me? This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. I am running a test. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so what happened is, and I'm really talking to myself up the hill there. This is the little gizmo that I use. And so what happened is that I'm pleased to hear that it is working. This is one of two. So Kimberly and I, when we're doing live streams like in the kitchen, the quality of the audio should raise and be improved. I'm very impressed with what I'm hearing. What I'll do is I'll put, but I just can't be operating as far as I am. What I was describing is that on that tank I have what's called a ball valve, I think. And when the as the tank fills and the water pushes up the ball valve, the valve will automatically lock off. So what that does is it prevents your tank from overflowing. What has come and happened is that by some magic, the the ball valve it unscrewed. And by it unscrewing, it just floated away. And I did like a dummy for about a minute, thinking that this ball will sink, looking to the bottom of the tank and thinking that I need to empty the entire tank to be able to get the ball valve. But luckily and wisely, they made it out of a material where it could float. So it's floating. I'm just going to get a piece of PVC to get it back. I currently have a pipe open so that I'll be able to discharge. I will have to lose some water that way. Or maybe I could put some clothes to wash. Probably can wash all the clothes. Yeah, so I will discharge some water from there and I'll be able to retrieve the ball valve and screw it back on. So thanks very much. I'll end this off because I'll be kind of working back and forth, and maybe I might just leave the live stream running in case I fall off the ladder. But I'm happy to know that this has kind of upped the game. Oh, let me try something. Let me see if I remove it, like if the battery happens to go dead, if it would revert. So what I'd like you to tell me now is if the microphone for one reason or another goes dead during the live stream, one or two of them that will be able to remove it and it works fine. So you could let me know down in the comment section. Simon! So I have removed the microphone and I just want to know if it would revert to like the normal audio. What I need to do now is just get a length of PVC so I could probably fish the ball towards me. So I would have mentioned on this channel already that I am not a handyman, but I don't know why. The more I do it and the more problems come up. I know Kimberly don't like when the problems come up, right? But I just really enjoy solving these petty problems. Boy. Maybe I'm bored, I don't know. So I have two lengths of PVC here that I will use to just fish the valve towards me. Let's set up a location here. Lucky, what are you doing? So my mission is to retrieve the ball that fall off the valve. I'll bring it up and show you all what it looks like. I have two lengths of pipe. I choose to pick up one with a hook on it, so I can probably just hook and pull. Like if I had a casino. So this is, well, the ball. I don't know if it's called a ball valve or a float, but the idea is that if you have a tank, and Lasana showed me all these things, right? So credit to him, he told me about this particular gizmo. So credit to him. This goes on the wasser, would send a line with water into your tank. You usually get top filled. So a tank has two holes, right? One to the top, where your water supply would go into, and one from the bottom where it would discharge to come back to your house. So the line where it's coming into water, you have your pipe, and then this goes on the inside of the tank. Is a valve, so this is a float, and what would happen is this would be pointing downward. And as the tank fills, this ball rises. But remember, it's on a lever. So as the lever rises, it closes off the supply. So if you have a tank at home that overflows with water every time water comes from water, you probably need to get one of these. So you would stop wasting water and it would automatically shut off. I believe years ago when I purchased this, it may have been around $200. I'm not too sure what the price is now. And it failed only once, which is where a stone came into it and it blocked the valve from closing off. So other than that, I've had no problems with that. It's a simple piece. I'm going to screw it back in now. strangest thing is that I honestly do not like work like this, but when I do it, I feel really very fulfilled. I feel kind of like pleased with myself. Yeah, I do. I'm coming back this now. All right. That was good. Simple work, but I enjoy doing it. Hey, I wanna big up my sister-in-law. Well, Kim's sister-in-law, but I consider her sister-in-law too. Or sister. Mona. Mona buy this handy little tool bag for me. And the funniest thing, it come in the little plastic box with all the things. And there was this little black bag kind of wrapped up. I didn't even know it was a bag. So I was looking at the set of tools and I'm trying to figure out what that tool is, boy. What's that black tool that wrap up like that and looking like canvas? Months later, when I eventually opened it, I realized, oh, it's the tool bag to put the rest of the tools in. And this has, over the years, even though I hate plenty, particularly from Lasana, I guess you get fed up on the boring things from him. You see, oh boy, I always get some tools and them type of things. And I really appreciate this bag, boy. I real appreciate this bag of tools. A real important thing. So Mona, I appreciate it. Yeah, so the final test that I want to do is where I go from having just using the phone to see if I plug in the device and put on the microphone if it is that you will hear me at that point in time. Oh, I didn't know some things are I'm kind of baffled how that ball valve unscrewed though, that ball. I don't know if maybe working it when the last time I was installing it, if it ran slack, because it threaded deeply. Alright, so the third and final test is where I plug the device while I'm using regular audio. So I'm going to plug this into the phone. This is the transmitter. This is the microphone that I will attach to myself. And then I'm going to see if it is that it would switch from the phone's internal audio to this device. If you, I guess they have versions for the Android. But if you're a content creator, yeah, I strongly recommend this one. The quality of audio that I hear from this and the level up that it would bring to your live stream and your videos, remarkable. They had a sale going on, and these two microphones and the transmitter, it costs $20 US at the point. So what I'll do is I'll put an affiliate link down in the description, or I'll just put a link to the product and you can check it out, right? So let me do that final test there, and I'll check the comments on my other phone. I'm plugging in the transmitter now. Then I'm going to power up the microphone, and when I give the thumbs up is where I will start to talk again. Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. How you all doing today? Hello, how you doing? Can you indicate to me if you are hearing me in the chat? I would really appreciate it. We just completed a successful mission where we installed the ball onto the valve to the top there, and we put away the tools. And what I'm doing is during the live stream, I'm plugging in the transmitter. So let me know if you're hearing me through this microphone now. Oh, I didn't think that I could just loud and clear. On point. Hey, no more echo. Sounding perfect. Miss Margaret Dawson, thank you very much. Aaron, sounding perfect. And Sharon, you're hearing you. So thanks very much. This was a random test of this device here. I'm pleased to hear that it was working because last night when Kimberly did her live stream, I wasn't getting it to work for some strange reason, and I felt a little tinge of a smudge of disappointment because I got it particularly for that purpose. So I'm pleased to hear that it is working, and you can look forward to better quality audio on Kimberly's channel. So yeah, thanks very much. And wherever you're up to, have a great day. I am trying to maximize the amount of work that I don't do, but still do sufficiently that the place looks, pleasant to be around. Because I like, honestly, I have a sense of pride in terms of it may not be like property surrounded by property that do belong to me, but when people come and they look outside and they see a pleasant yard, it's nice to look at. And I feel a sense of pride to do that. They don't do it as often as we should. We don't do it as often as we should. But if the girls decide, hey, daddy, I want to take a walk up there, I don't have to tell them, gosh, in the back there, bushy, we ain't going up in the back there. So that is where I try to go the distance and really cut the place for a sense of security and a sense of, just the place being not cluttered. So whatever you up to, you have a great day. And I already having a great day. I feel fulfilled with a little sweat in terms of like cutting some bush and fixing that valve, and hopefully it works well. So take care of yourself. Bye. Let me heal out some people by names. So Aaron, thank you very much. Sharon, Margaret, thank you. Oh, Miss Margaret, I'd be in touch with you with regards to the books. Don't forget the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. All right. Kimberly probably has that somewhere. Just remember, every day we improve and be better at what we do. Lyndon, I believe you do try your best to learn and help yourself. So I see you do good as a handyman. Do you know how much money is? A partner of mine. A partner of mine really make me laugh yesterday, boy. Here we're going on. As I was mentioning earlier in the live stream, I surrounded by property that, during my spare time, I would cut it and try to have the place looking clean. So a day he come up and he's like, okay, so that's where your brother is. This is your sister. There's 2 uncles that he sees. So yesterday he tell me, he say, I watching all the land you just be cutting. He say, every month you just cut about $5,000 in grass. And that really make me laugh, boy. It make me laugh, but it make me think at the same time. And the irony of it is that when I cut that $5,000 in grass, right, I neglect my yard. Because you would have seen in one of my videos recently called I Am Not a Bushman. If you follow the videos, you would see that I live on a slope. Our property is on a slope there. So sometimes I go down with the walker I cut. So I cut it $5,000 in grass every month. And when he quantified it that way, it really helped me put into perspective that, yes, while I would like to continue doing this and the place looking good, one, I can't afford to pay $5,000 to cut. Even if it was my property, I couldn't afford to pay it. I am not going to buy a riding lawnmower. Frankly, because if I buy a riding lawnmower, I'll be able to cut everywhere in Cora except my property. which is quite hilarious too. And I imagine one of those lawnmowers could be pretty expensive. So certainly wouldn't be able to afford that. So I think the lesson for me is that as much as I know in my heart this is something that I would like to do, I need to recognize, the balance of my work, things that have to keep the home functioning. Kimberly does a remarkable job keeping this house functioning on multiple levels. And the thing about it is that I could feel as Kim's, partner, husband, daily I feel the impact of the work that she's doing. Not just her career, but what she's doing in the house. Yes, she would feel the impact of what I'm doing in the yard, the water, and different things. I know that. I think I'm doing useful things. But I feel like I need to be kind of focusing my attention on a little bit more of direct impact versus something that is aesthetically pleasing. If that making sense, it making sense to me. I don't know if I am articulating it in a way that it makes sense to you. So the lesson for me to go back to that point is we really need to figure out the balance of our time, the cost of our time, what we focusing our energies on, what that may be distracting us from, where that may be in inspiring some kind of your time, just you're not just using it a way that you would like to be using it and your family would be able to benefit. So I'm probably just rambling now. And to close off, you'll take care of yourself. And thanks for joining me on this test. And it turned out to be a little bit of an adventure. So have a nice day. Bye. Pam, 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 pam.